WMDX 92.7. John and Gordy in the morning. Boy, you know, it's garbage day for a lot of people in town, man. Did you see the dumpsters just outside the parking ramp here?
No.
Wow, what did they have? Some kind of wild party? I mean, that is full.
Are they? Must have been a show at the Orpheum, maybe?
Yeah, could have
been.
been.
The weekend?
Yeah, maybe.
Could be.
You know, a lot of people, throwing stuff around and...
Party time.
I don't know why am I talking garbage? You know, I was so glad to see our garbage cans moved out to the street. I forgot to do it last night, and my kid maybe had done that. That would be a screaming moment of history.
Really?
I can't hear anything.
What's the matter? What's the matter? Which one are you in?
I am.
You're in this one. Can you hear anything now?
Hello. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
We can hear you.
There
can
we
you
go.
hear
Okay,
yourself?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
He talks to himself a lot, doesn't he?
Producer Sam, good morning to
Hey,
you.
yeah.
Good morning.
Yeah.
It's John Peterson, Gordy Young, producer Sam, and our new producer, Dominic, is riding shotgun with Sam today.
Yep.
How's it going?
Dominic Lee,
Good.
welcome
there
aboard.
he is. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me,
Yeah.
guys.
You betcha. You betcha. Okay. This is episode number 391, if you're keeping track at home.
Dominic, you will regret this decision.
Write that number down.
That's your
And,
first warning, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
And the way we figure it, Sam's last day will be episode number 400.
Wow.
So exactly 400
Yeah.
episodes.
It's like we planned it straight from the beginning.
Yeah.
Well, we did, didn't we? Well, actually, we never expected to be here, episode 400.
Yes, that's true. It's chilly this morning.
It's
Notice
ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's cloudy out there. We might get some rain, I guess, later tonight and into tomorrow. But right now,
Forgot my watch.
You forgot your Samsung WMDX watch?
Oh, man.
What the hell?
What
are we
hell?
going to do?
No, I don't know. You're just going to have to use the old method of
Okay.
determining the temperature for today.
Well, we'll look outside the window on the WMDX thermometer right outside here, and
Yes,
it looks like it's 40 degrees. What do you think the afternoon high may be? You want to just take a wild guess?
I did kind of look when I was at home,
Yeah.
and I think it's going to be around 58 today.
Well, let's check the weather roulette wheel, and we'll spin the wheel. Get the ball in there. Round and round it goes. And
Boy,
let's
that's
see.
shiny. Who
It's-
polished
I
that
know,
ball
so-
up?
They cleaned it all up over the weekend. 57, red 57.
There he goes, huh?
Yeah, that's
Pretty close.
so you just guessed 58 just out of the
Under the clear blue sky.
Okay.
Well, that's where you get the weather, the clear blue
What
sky.
temperature
cloudy.
did you say it is right now? If that's our
Right.
high?
39, isn't it?
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. Well, I've got 40, but yes.
Okay, 40.
Yeah. And it's a little breezy, too, once again today.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it'll hurt the basil plants that we have outside. But
Really? You don't think so?
keeping my fingers crossed on that.
Okay. Well, before we get to the National Day calendar, let me just say that this portion of the program is
yes.
brought to you by our friends at Verlo Mattress of Madison. One thing that remains constant since 1958, they are still direct-to-consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. 2 locations to serve you in Madison, East Side and West Side. Go to Verlo.com and check out their lifetime comfort guarantee.
Well, and don't forget to ask about the adjustable bed frames. Tell them John Peterson sent you.
You love those adjustable bed frames.
I do. Yeah, I'm watching TV last night. I'm watching another, bed manufacturer brag about their adjustable bed frames.
Oh, really?
And I thought, well. I know that Verlo has the edge on it because we've been talking about it for a long time.
Forever.
They're not just for hospitals anymore.
No, they're
Okay?
They're a lot nicer.
All right.
Now, tomorrow I'm going to go to Madison Hearing Aid Center. They're
Yes, you
also
are. Yes.
bringing
Another
us
sponsor.
this portion of our show. And, Jim and Sarah have set me up with an appointment. I know you went there a couple of weeks ago, about
I
3
did.
weeks ago.
Well, I went in for a second checkup just to
did
make
you?
sure everything, all the adjustments are correct.
Yeah?
And I learned a few more things about it and the app that's on my phone.
They have all the latest technology, don't they?
It's AI.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So you have... you can't see the hearing. I mean, they're really
No,
small.
you really
right?
can't. No,
Yeah.
there's tiny little fiber that goes into your ear, and
Looks like you guys need a seeing aid as well.
Why do you say that?
Yeah,
Well, if you
What's-
can't
what-
see
what do
the
you-
hearing aid,
Okay.
There it is.
Smart ass. Madison Hearing Aid Center, they are helping people and changing their lives. Their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids, it's improving quality of life through better hearing. Check them out, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. You can go to their website and get a hearing test right there to get you started and then make an appointment. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com.
You know, back to Verlo for a second. I really, really wish that I had had a Verlo mattress over the weekend.
Why?
I told you guys on Friday my roommates and I were going to bike to New Glarus.
Yes. How
Did you do that?
work out?
We did. We biked down to New Glarus on Friday afternoon and camped the night. And boy, I cannot sleep on the ground anymore. I used to be able to just pitch a tent
Wait a
and
minute.
lay down in there with
Yeah.
a blanket and I'd be good for the night. That is
Okay.
not the case anymore.
You're an Eagle Scout. You should be able to
right.
do anything. It's like being a Green Beret. You could do anything. You can
Well,
survive
I
out
made
in
it
the woods.
through I made it through the night all right. I didn't sleep well. I was shivering the whole time.
Gordy,
What?
we've got to congratulate him for finally, making it into adulthood. Yeah, I mean, finally,
You're saying I've reached the point
where yes, now you're a full-grown adult and you can't lay on the ground anymore.
wow, this is
All
a rite
right.
of passage.
I know,
is.
I know. Everybody thinks it's some kind of preference thing. No, you really can't lay on the ground
Yeah,
anymore.
just don't do that.
Yeah, you don't need that.
All right, let's get to the National Day
let's go to
calendar.
that,
I know
yes.
you've been
I
waiting
thought
for
you were
us.
gonna. I thought you were gonna say something about not meeting Maddie the mattress. You're gonna be leaving here. Maddie the mattress.
Oh
is probably
God,
making
I
a
didn't even think about that. I'm so disappointed. You're
Yeah.
right. We
Well,
gotta
let's
get him
try-
in here in the next 2
We gotta
weeks.
get him in here in the next 2 weeks. That's gotta happen. Okay, National Day calendar for Monday, May 19th. Is it or is it not? Is it National Roadie Day? Is it National Upside Down Pineapple Day? Pineapple Cake Day? What is it? National. Wait a second. Hang on a second. National Pineapple Upside Down Cake Day or something like that. National Devil's Food Cake Day or National May Ray Day. What day is it not, John?
Cake day.
Well, which one? There's National Devil's Food Cake Day or National Upside Down Pineapple Cake Day. Pineapple.
What the hell are you talking about? Did you
There's
make up
national-
a pineapple?
No, that is a thing. National Upside Down
Well,
Pineapple.
then you got me completely. I don't know.
You don't know? Then give him the buzzer, Sam.
Wait a second.
It is not. It is. You're right. It's not National Upside Down Pineapple
What
Cake
the
Day.
hell? You made up a
That
day
is
you
a
can't
thing.
even.
All right, I gotta look it
Okay.
up now because I saw it before. I just didn't
Oh, you did?
keep it. Yeah. Hang on.
National Upside Down Pineapple Day?
It's not today though.
Wow.
Upside Down Pineapple.
Cake Day.
Pineapple. God, I can't spell and think and talk at the same time. Yeah. Upside down pineapple cake recipes right here. See?
Oh, yeah.
You see that?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So
It's a thing. It's just
Oh,
not today.
I see. Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like in a Jello mold, and the pineapple lays at the bottom of it.
Right.
And so when you flip it
cake
upside
underneath.
down,
There's
it's
cake
at the
under there.
top.
You got it.
Oh, God.
But that's not today. It's National Roadie Day. You know roadies, they help the band set up.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You were a roadie in a band once. Weren't you touring with
I
Bachman
had
Turner
a part-
Overdrive?
I had a part-time relationship with a girlfriend of a roadie who was on the road an awful lot.
You care to tell us more?
No.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
National Roadie Day honors the unsung heroes who work tirelessly behind the scenes to help the show get on the road. Okay.
There it is.
We don't care about roadies. What?
Catherine says
Catherine?
pineapple upside down cake, my dad's fave.
Oh, see?
Wow.
Not
is a
upside down pineapple cake.
Okay, I got it a little twisted around, but you know what I meant. Okay. All right, wise guy. But it is a thing.
It is
Okay.
a thing, yeah.
By the way, when are we having our banana cake recipe competition?
Well, I asked Catherine if she wanted to do it actually on Monday because we've got a lot to do today.
Yes,
And
yes,
it was
we
like
do.
9:00 at night last night, and I really didn't feel like starting to bake something.
Okay.
that's
So
true.
we'll have to push it
Maybe
back again.
tomorrow or Wednesday?
Yeah.
Let's do it
Well,
Wednesday.
see, I'm insisting on the fact that you have to have old bananas to do that.
Right.
I don't have old bananas to do that. So
well, you
the
can buy
competition
some
is
today
the-
and then wait a couple of days. Then they're old bananas.
Yes, but you guys want this competition at a time when I don't have old bananas.
You should
Well,
go on Facebook Marketplace and say, in search of your old bananas.
I'll go to Facebook Marketplace and see if I can get somebody to sell their old bananas to me.
Should we shoot for Thursday or Friday for the thing?
Man.
Would that give you time? If you buy bananas today, will they be ready to go?
Yes, probably.
Okay, it's Devil's Food Cake Day.
All right.
Who doesn't love heavenly chocolate Devil's Food Cake? Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's National May Ray Day. What could this possibly be?
What is that?
What does that mean? I'm clicking it, but it's not coming up. Here we go. National May Ray Day celebrates the bright sunshine and warmer weather with just a slight breeze to cool your skin. What is this?
Oh,
Made up
what?
to get outside and enjoy some spring weather.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's going to be pretty nice.
It's a little
Really nice
cloudy today, yeah.
Cloudy. I think it might rain later today or tonight.
Yes.
So today is not a good day for May Ray Day. Okay. Any history book stuff, Sam? You got anything?
Well, I didn't have time to do it on Friday.
What do you
I was
mean
so
you didn't
busy
have
running
time?
around from
What?
a remote broadcast on Friday. This
Oh.
morning, however, I did find one golden nugget for you, just for you, Gordy. Today in 1884, the Ringling Brothers Circus was founded.
There you go, right there.
Wait a minute.
Baraboo.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not kidding you.
You know, Circus World Museum up in Baraboo, they're open and they have performances, I think, 7 days a week up there. It's always a good
Wow.
time to
Yeah.
take the kids.
Dedicated
Have you ever
7
been to Baraboo, to the
When I was
Circus World Museum?
when I was probably 10, I went there. Yeah.
You might want to check out a podcast with Pete Schwaba. He just recently talked to the person up there taking care of that
That's right.
circus.
Oh, they got a big top circus there.
Big top
Yeah.
circus.
Yeah, they got one of the
Yeah.
big tents, and they have acrobats. And
Well, yeah. The only thing
okay.
that I really remember from being there as a young kid was the elephants, because I mean elephants are pretty darn cool to a 10-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Well, they
but
phased- yeah.
exactly they phased out their animals in the show.
yeah, the elephants went away either last season or the season before. Yeah, no more elephants. They are
Mickey Dolenz, what was his
circus boy.
Circus boy.
Boy, that's from the
He had a-
50s.
He had a pet elephant, right?
He had a pet elephant. Yeah, he was a circus boy. Mickey Dolenz, of course, eventually became
One
the
of the
Monkees
Monkees,
drummer. Yeah,
And a great vocalist, I think.
he's still around. He's the last monkey.
Last one standing, yeah.
Yeah. Any other birthdays or anything else to celebrate today, Sam?
We got a couple of birthdays here.
Okay.
It's Ho Chi Minh's birthday.
All right.
Yeah. And it's also Malcolm X's birthday.
Okay.
Oh,
Happy
geez.
birthday to the two of them.
Yes.
Well, Malcolm X had a tragic end,
Yeah,
and
unfortunately.
he was
Ho
born
Chi
in
Minh?
1925.
You know, a lot of people
Ho
are
Chi Minh
jogging on
City.
the Ho Chi Minh Trail.
Yeah.
Just throwing that out there.
Okay. Coming back with Pam Yankee right here on John and Gordy in the morning.
Oh, Mr. Farnham, save a place for me.
Yep.
Hello, hello. Good morning, Pam.
Are we having a break?
Yeah, she's still there.
She's okay.
All right.
Right?
We're talking Alice, the new Alice in Dairyland, I believe.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, that's one of the items. And then I thought, I mean, depending on how much time that goes, there's still a bunch of cleanup going on up by Dodge County because of those storms that came through late last week. And
Yes.
people don't necessarily stop and think about how complicated it is if
Yeah.
a farm gets hit.
Yeah.
Just the crazy disruptions and stuff like that. So I thought maybe we could finish up just that way.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
See, you have something here on Washington Island as well. You know, there's another story about Washington Island from Up North News, and they have supposedly the clearest beach in the world.
And where is this?
In the world?
Washington
Well,
Island?
it's the clearest beach in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At where was it? Washington
Washington
Island.
Washington Island.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yes.
Door County
30 seconds.
way, up that
Yeah.
way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's Schoolhouse Beach.
Is that my computer?
I don't know.
I don't
It's
know.
one of your guys's. Mary Lou texted it's her birthday.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
My next door neighbor.
Yes.
10 seconds. Here we go.
Get down.
We're back.
Here we go.
John and Gordy in the morning. Hey,
Get up off of that thing and dance to you better.
WMDX
That thing.
92.7.
623, it's cloudy and chilly this morning. 40 degrees, the high just in the upper 50s. We'll get a weather update along the way from Brittany Merlot in just a little while. Right now, Pam Yankee joins us from the Midwest Farm Report. Good morning, Pam.
Good morning. Yes, for sure. Quite a change from the heat and humidity we picked up last week.
Oh, yeah. This is
no doubt about it.
incredible. I'm actually going to enjoy this. Dew
Really?
points. When the dew points are gone, I'm happy. I'm a happy person, all right?
He's all about the dew points.
I hate dew points. Hey, a big announcement. The new Alice in Dairyland, huh?
Yeah, forward to it. We met her on Saturday night. Some of us have known her since she was a little girl. Her name is Sarah Hagnow. 24 years old, grew up in Poynette, just recently graduated from the University of Minnesota with a degree in food science marketing and also international marketing. She's been very involved in 4-H and FFA as a kid, and then when she was up at the University of Minnesota, got involved with the Gopher Dairy Club up there, and she's done quite an extensive amount of internships. So she's definitely ready for the job. On Saturday night, there was a couple different historical perspectives that those of us in agriculture or the followers of Alice in Dairyland probably didn't miss. First of all, Crawford County had never hosted Alice in Dairyland previously, so that was the first time for them. And wonderful turnout from what my reporters have told me. More than 200 people that were at the beautiful Dousman House in Prairie du Chien. Just a fantastic venue for the event.
Yeah.
And then a lot of our former Alices were there as well, which is kind of a tradition. If they can make it back, they do. I know that not all 78 of them were there, but still. And then the other historical perspective is the fact that Sarah is Ashley Hagnow's sister. Now, if that rings a bell to you, Ashley Hagnow was our 76th Alice in Dairyland. So just 2 years ago, she wore the crown and tiara and spoke as Wisconsin's agriculture ambassador. And now Sarah will be taking over the spot. Now, it's going to take a couple weeks before you actually get a chance to see Sarah out on the job, although she's super excited and obviously ready to go. The Department of Ag, Trade, and Consumer Protection decided a couple years ago that it's kind of a rough transition to start a brand new job as Alice in Dairyland in June Dairy Month.
Yeah.
You can imagine the calendar's pretty frenetic, and there's a lot of different bells and whistles you've got to try to get used to. So they postponed the beginning of the new Alice's term until July. So
really?
she'll get a chance to shadow our current Alice, Haley Heinzel, for a month or so, and then we'll be on the job starting in July. The other thing we found out on Saturday night is that Marathon County is going to be hosting the 2026 Wisconsin Farm Technology Days. That'll be May 14th through the 16th in Wausau. And Sarah has committed to visiting Marathon County every month of her tenure so that she can help Marathon County prepare what's obviously going to be a fantastic event for 2026. So, and congratulations to Mom and Dad Lisa and Bob Hagenow from Poinet.
Oh, yeah.
Bob's a real player in the dairy industry, has been his entire career, and I'm sure he's just pumped up with pride this morning to have both of his girls getting to speak up for Wisconsin agriculture.
Yeah, that's
It
amazing.
almost sounds like a movie, doesn't it? You know, the two sisters can compare notes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Now, we were talking about the weather as we started out. It's much cooler today. And, of course, we had those big storms that rolled through last week. And I understand they're still doing some cleanup in Dodge County. Is that right, Pam?
Yeah. And I know that folks have probably been seeing some of it on social media. It just breaks your heart. I mean, I've been watching it. A lot of my listeners have shared stories about particularly the Schmidt farm in Juneau. We also saw a farm by Alto that was almost a direct hit with either straight line winds or tornado. I'm sure National Weather Service will come out with more clarification. But I want people to slow down and think about how it's tragic wherever these storms occur. But if you're a dairy farm, it is so complicated to try to put pieces back together. Immediately, you've got to try to figure out, first of all, veterinary care for those animals if they were injured, if they've got to be euthanized. And then the next thing is, if the facility's gone, now I have to find a farm nearby where those cows can go. Now, most farms in Wisconsin are already pretty much at capacity. So you're asking a big feat and a big favor of somebody to let foreign animals, literally animals you don't know, animals you may not know health on, to come into your herd. Then the next thing is, where is that milk going to go? The farm that you may be at was built for a certain capacity. Now you're bringing your cows over. Then it's the extended care of the animals that may still need some care but are being fed and milked. And that's the other thing. Where's the feed now? The feed could be scattered across 3 counties by now. How are you going to pull that back together?
Wow.
So thoughts and prayers to those folks in Dodge County, the farmers that were hit, because just once the storm ends, the real nightmare of the situation can just begin. So I'll be following up with them to see if there's anything we can do or assist.
Yeah. Well, you're right. I mean, those cows have got to get milked twice a day, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's still.
Wow. And
Yeah.
you don't think about, how many times have you driven around any place in Wisconsin? The barn may be there,
Right.
but it's been idle for so long. There's no water. There's no electricity. There's no milk handling equipment. I mean, there may be a building, but what the dairy farm needs, as far as, like you said, milking cows and doing that stuff, and then figure animals are creatures of habit. Those cows don't know that barn. They don't know where they're supposed to stand. They don't know where the water in the feed is. They're already agitated because they've been through a traumatic experience. So, like I said, I'm going to follow up with some of the veterinarians that were stepping in to try to help those farms after the storm had passed and see what the status situation is there. I'll see if I can't pass a couple notes on to you guys later.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about that. Yeah.
Well, very
All right.
good, Pam. We appreciate all you do for us here and for that update. And
Yep.
Midwest Farm Report, food and farm going to your table. We have that all the time here on the Civic Media Radio Network. Pam, have a good week. We'll talk to you on Friday.
Yes.
See you later, boys.
All
Have
right.
a good
Take
one.
care.
Pam Yankee. In fact, that Midwest Farm Report is right around the corner. And when we come back, Idiocracy for Monday morning. Oh, boy, we
Can't
got a
wait.
lot.
Yeah.
We got a lot to tell you on John and Gordy in the morning.
As the 21st century began, human evolution was at a turning point, a dumbing down, until humanity was incapable of solving even its most basic problems.
This is grade A weapons grade stupidity.
Just doing my civic duty, sir.
We can duck and cover. There's a fallout shelter right there.
There's no way to survive this, you idiot!
Idiocracy.
For the smartest guy in the world, you're pretty dumb sometimes.
Well, they're dumb all the time, and we always say that. Just to set the record straight. Right. Oh, God. Okay, this is WMDX 92.7.
Thank you.
All right, I got that in.
Okay. It's 6:35. It's cloudy. It's chilly this morning. Grab a jacket.
Yeah.
And it's going to stay cool. High about 57 today. Okay.
All things I was going to say. I'm glad.
Sure.
That's why we work together on this thing, right? Yeah. I'm just starting to get a clue. That's why we're together.
We're just getting warmed up here. It's a Monday. Always a little slow to get things going on Mondays.
The kid's going to be leaving us soon. He's going to be springing from the nest here.
By the way,
I am younger than half of John's kids. So.
That's right. You are.
Okay. By the way, did you show our new producer Dominic where the coffee machine is? And
I did.
Okay. Did you inform him that we have to have fresh coffee all the time?
Oh,
okay. Good. Our coffee guy is here.
Fresh pot of coffee.
Over here.
Anybody want coffee?
Come over this way.
Who wants coffee?
You do.
Anybody
Over
want
here.
Who wants coffee?
Okay. There
You
he
want
goes.
coffee?
Damn.
I just
Go away.
Just let him go.
He never sees us in here.
I know. Anyway.
Must be the mirrored windows.
He always says, "Does anybody want coffee?" He doesn't actually say that he's offering
gonna give it to
anyone.
you.
Yeah.
You can find that. Actually, it's a video of this guy, and he just went into a convenience store, grabbed a pot of coffee, and he had somebody, a camera guy with him, and just started going around the store, and then he goes out by the gas pumps, and he's yelling. Everybody's chasing him. The people from the store,
Wow.
The cops show up. It goes on and on. Yeah, it's good, though. But we're glad he stops in here every once in a while.
Yeah, well, let's talk about.
Okay.
I was going to say, Sam is leaving and everything. He's leaving the nest, and
a couple of weeks.
He went to an interesting bar that it's self-serve.
Right.
This is like a big experience for you here. A tap house is what they call them.
Oh, are you talking about what I mentioned right before we came on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I was in New Glarus over the weekend. My roommates and I biked down there. We went to a place called the Dirty Dog.
Yeah.
And it was a game-changing experience for me. It was this tap house where you gave them your credit card, and then they gave you a card that you could just swipe on any of 30 taps and try as many and as much beer as you wanted to.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
And what it does is it keeps track of how much you pour.
Right. It's kind of fun at the end of the night, though, like when you get your receipt back.
Yeah.
How much of each different kind that you got. My roommates and I were comparing, and it was fun and interesting.
Well, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
So there's no bartender at all?
Not really.
Just somebody at the checkout.
Right. Yeah.
See, I was out, doing the census in Mazomania, of all places. They have a tap house there.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
And you were
This
drinking
small,
on the job?
tiny little town. Well, I did. It was the last place I visited. I don't normally have any kind of alcohol before. I'm not going to sit there. I'm not going to sit there and talk to people, interviewing them. The guy
for the census
smells like he's been in a bar for a while.
That would not reflect.
No, it doesn't
well
reflect
on
well
the
at all.
U.S. government.
But it was my last call, and I went in there, and it was kind of interesting and fun.
Yeah.
And these people, small town like that, they obviously live there, so it's nice to support a local business like that. But it's great to have, and we have, I believe, we have one in Middleton as well. So
yeah, there's one there, and I think up in Baraboo, they're sprouting up everywhere.
Yeah,
so it's the new rage.
And
it's the new thing.
I think there's one in Middleton that might be non-alcohol tap house, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I know you can go in there and buy all these different styles of liquor, but no alcohol in them.
Wow.
Yeah,
they did have 1919 root beer on tap. That was one of the options.
They did?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's kind of nice, isn't it?
That's good.
All right, let's get to a lot of this idiocracy that's out there. We're hearing about we're hearing about the Medicaid cuts, right?
Right.
And we're really kind of surprised that the radical crazy man, Josh Hawley, he's a senator, and he was starting to make sense to us. And
That's right. He's
when that happens, we have to feature it on this program.
so it's unusual for him.
So why don't we play this cut? Josh Hawley actually making sense for once for the in regards to the cuts that they're making to Medicaid. Let's listen.
Do you agree with the speaker? Is this bill not a cut to Medicaid?
Well, the right thing to do is not to cut Medicaid, so I'm glad to hear him say that. Manu, it ought to be just a basic foundational principle. It is wrong to cut health care for the working poor, and that's what we're talking about here with Medicaid. My state is a Medicaid expansion state. Over 20% of Missourians, including hundreds of thousands of children, are on Medicaid. And Manu, they're not on Medicaid because they want to be. They're on Medicaid because they cannot afford health insurance in the private market. These are working people and their children who need health care. And it's just wrong to go and cut their health care when they're trying to make ends meet, trying to help their kids, trying to make sure that they're able to provide for their families. So I hope that the House GOP and the Senate GOP will get the message here. By the way, President Trump has said the same thing. No Medicaid benefit cuts.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, anyway, pinch me, I must be dreaming.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, they say something that makes sense. Now, if you can think like that, then why don't you think like that about everything else that they're making cuts on? But, who am I? I'm just asking questions.
Well, I think that bill passed late last night.
It
now
did? I didn't
don't
see
know what. Yeah, apparently it has passed, but I'm not sure what last-minute changes they may have made.
Oh, I saw a couple
bill.
of pundits talk about this,
Right.
the possible vote. And what happens is these guys who come out strongly against it,
Yeah.
they change their minds right at the last moment.
I see your eyes are glancing upward. Are they running the story on CNN right
Yes,
now?
they are.
As holdouts change votes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that happens all the time. These guys, it's a show. That's all it is. It's a performance.
Everybody knows that politics is a show.
Yeah. Well, now they do.
Well, I guess not everybody.
Well, I declared it. Now everybody
is.
knows.
Thank you for doing that.
I know. Here's a profound comment. We listen to Trump all the time on this program only because it's comedy. To me, that's why we play this. It's comedic.
You never know what he's going to say next.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is a guy in the crowd where it was a rally with Pete Buttigieg. He was taking questions from the crowd, and one guy stood up and this is cut 114. Okay. And he said something that just the crowd loved it, and they even gave him a standing ovation.
Oh yeah, this is great
for this simple comment. Let's listen.
It is a complete pleasure to be able to hear somebody speak in complete sentences.
Standing on.
Maybe what we should do is try and talk in complete sentences sometimes too. Maybe we'll get a standing ovation.
We've never done
somewhere.
that, but yeah, we could try, I guess.
I just love that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm really angry with the Pope.
Where did that come from?
I'm bringing this up.
What
out
did
of
he
the
do?
clear
He's
blue
only been
sky
Pope
here.
for like a week.
Pope Leo the 14th. He said some really, really awful things over the weekend.
What?
He came out, against gay marriage. Pope Francis tried to smooth all of that over. He's not for it. The Catholic Church isn't for it, but it's okay as long as you love the individual, and everybody should just get along. Well, not with Pope Leo. Okay, that's not happening. So, I'm really disappointed, and that's all I can say.
Really, just one issue like that?
No, it's not just one issue.
Okay.
He came out with a bunch, and I'm just bringing it up here. I'm just not happy.
Okay.
All right.
Well, can we expect more? A further investigation of the Pope? Or
Well, no, I don't really care. See, I'm a Lutheran, and
that explains it.
Any chance you get to bash the Pope, you're taking it.
I'm going to take that shot. Yes. No, actually, Martin Luther, he came out against the Catholic Church, And I firmly believe in what he believed in. And, the Catholic Church at that time, way, 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 way back when, they were forcing people to pay into the Catholic Church, or you could not get penance or whatever the hell they call it. So you had to pay money, and Luther said, no, this isn't happening. So, the whole religion sprung up around that, and that's...
He said, this isn't happening. That's a direct quote. Yeah. He started his own damn church. Okay. Thanks for that little history lesson through religion in our times.
I just barely remember some of this stuff
from Sunday school,
confirmation class, and Sunday school.
Okay.
So
thanks for that refresher.
Well,
appreciate it.
Well, thanks for pointing that out, by the way, making me look like a complete idiot. It's okay.
It's not hard. This portion of the show is brought to you by Verlo Mattress of Madison. One thing that remains constant since they opened their doors back in 1958, they are still direct to consumer and provide superior products at unbeatable prices. 2 locations in Madison, East Side and West Side. Go to verlo.com for more information. Okay.
Well, why don't we hear something from the jovial orange man? He made a really ridiculous comment. This is cut 108.
Oh, shocking.
And well, he likes to play up to these individuals.
What's
the
this
power
about?
players, the dictators, the kings, the princes. He loves playing up to them. Let's listen to this very short cut.
Okay.
But I think very good. Young, attractive guy, tough guy. Strong pass. Very strong pass fighter. But he's got a real shot at pulling it together.
There it is. The Syrian president. He just loves the Syrian president. Young, strong, virile,
Syrian president. Really?
attractive. Boy, you wonder.
And now today, Trump is supposed to talk to Putin. That's they're going to have a phone call. They're going to have a phone conference today.
Yeah, really?
To sort out.
It's about time they caught up. They haven't talked to each other. They're old friends, right?
Yeah, they're going to sort it out. They're going to sort out the whole Ukrainian-Russian war today.
That's all.
Figure it all out.
That's
about
not really,
time. Thank
that's not
goodness.
really going to happen. Not happening.
Okay.
Well, let's talk about the crypto buyers. They're mostly offshore was the big news recently anyway. An analysis by Bloomberg News shows that all but 6 of the top 25 holders who have registered on the website are offshore. This is crazy stuff. And this means that there may be a pay-to-play thing going on here with Trump. These individuals offshore, of course, buy favor from the president and then get special treatment. And that is what's taking place.
Shocking that he would do something like this. Pay to play?
I know.
Oh, my God.
Who would have guessed that, right?
Yeah.
All right. Now, a recent case, of course, was before the Supreme Court recently. And a Trump attorney didn't, I guess, say the best things to Justice Barrett. Oh, just 1 minute? Is that it?
Less than a minute.
Less than a minute, I'm afraid, John.
Trump's Solicitor General, Sauer, told Amy Coney Barrett that Trump generally tries to respect federal court decisions, but he has the right to disregard legal opinions he personally disagrees with.
Really?
So Coney Barrett seemed to be in disbelief from that comment directed at her and the other justices. So
she was astonished.
Yes.
Okay. It is 6:48. More Idiocracy when we come back with John and Gordy in the morning. WMBS.
John and Gordy, the hullabaloo, the shindig in the morning. This is 92.7, and if you're listening on the Civic Media app, of course most people are. They're streaming into their Bluetooth radio in their car, listening to the wonderful tunes that we're playing here each and every morning.
While they're watching us on Facebook, YouTube.
Yes, driving and watching us to see
this
what we're
weekend
wearing
I'm
today.
going to be home at my parents' house, and they've got their new EV. It's the first car they've had that has like a big touchscreen right in the dashboard.
Yeah.
I really got to see if I can pull YouTube up in there, so then we can give a tutorial on how people can watch us while they're driving.
You can test it out.
That's a great idea.
Excellent.
Fantastic,
It is 6:53, cloudy and chilly this morning, and temperatures right around 40 degrees to start. So we'll get into the upper 50s later. Phone lines are open, 608-879-8255, 608-879-TALK. Or again, you can contact us on the Civic Media app. And this portion of the show is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center. John, you've been there. I'm going to go there tomorrow. Their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids. It's improving the quality of life through better hearing. I've had some hearing problems for a while, both tinnitus and my left ear is losing some of its hearing. So it'll be interesting to find out what they have to say about that. But everybody that goes to Madison Hearing Aid Center, they get a tailored experience designed around their specific hearing needs and lifestyle. And their number one goal at Madison Hearing Aid Center isn't just selling hearing aids, it's improving the quality of life through better hearing. They're located at 4706 Cottage Grove Road, and you can check them out here in Madison, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Okay?
All right. Now, we often talk to Tim Slenker, Busted Pencils, about education, and one person's name always comes up, and that is Ryan Walters. He's the superintendent of education in Oklahoma, of all places, right? I mean, this guy is a crazy man. He's a right-winger, and he didn't get the big top spot, the Department of Education.
That's right. He was kind of vying for that.
Maybe he
really
should get into wrestling. I hear that's what they're looking for these days.
Wrestling? Oh,
yeah, well, that's
Linda
true.
McMahon.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Vince. Yeah.
So anyway, he had a little run-in with the local TV station there, and I just want to give you a little background on this because this is the big story. I'm looking at the big picture here, not just Oklahoma and Ryan Walters and what he wants to do. This is happening all over the country. You know how the right-wing MAGAs were complaining about how government colluded supposedly with social media to block some of the misinformation that they were spreading on social media, right? And that was horrible. It was censorship, they called it. Well, I don't know. Now we have, I guess, this MAGA, the Ryan Walters, again, superintendent of education in Oklahoma. He wants to censor, and he has censored. This is a big picture story, okay? It's not so much about Oklahoma again. I'm just showing you what's happening across the country here, okay? So let's go back to 2024, and a judge had granted Oklahoma TV station KFOR, they call it K4, a request for a temporary restraining order on Ryan Walters, okay? So let's just play this little cut here. Let's play.
KFOR TV, along with the Institute of Free Speech Today, filed a motion for a temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction. For months, our journalists have been refused access to public State Board of Education meetings and placed in an overflow room. KFOR has also been excluded from press conferences held by Walters following those board meetings. Walters and ISIT claiming News 4 and its 75-year broadcast history is not a legitimate news organization.
In addition, damages in the amount of $17.91. Why that, you ask? Well, because 1791 was the year the First Amendment to the U.S. Constitution was ratified, protecting freedom of speech.
And there you go.
Okay.
Isn't that sweet? They weren't looking for a money settlement. They were just making a point, and they did get that restraining order in place against Ryan Walters. He was, again, censoring a TV station from covering his press conferences. That's censorship. It's government censorship.
Okay.
You think so? No?
Yeah.
Well, he's preventing that news agency from covering the news.
Right, yeah.
All right, so
exact same thing that's happening at the White House, them not allowing like AP and other groups into their press conferences.
And they were told to put the AP back in.
Put them back in, and they're back there.
So fast forward to now, Superintendent Ryan Walters lashed out at a local KFOR reporter for asking if he should take responsibility for the state being consistently rated at the bottom of education. So let's listen.
You're blaming on other people. Are you to blame? Sure. So let's take a look at that question. Again, K4 gets it fundamentally wrong, which at least you're consistent of being wrong. So we are not in the bottom of education. We've continued to see dramatic increases in Oklahoma City and Tulsa. I know y'all don't care to report facts. Facts are stubborn. Hey, look, K4, I got it. You're fake news. I got you. That K4 will consistently report lies, and I'm going to consistently call you out on those. So thank you for the question. Again, you couldn't be more wrong. You guys are always wrong. And Oklahoma taxpayers are tired of it.
They're actually right.
They're tired of your lies. They are tired of the media not putting a spotlight on an issue like the budget. K4 doesn't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the amounts, the costs to taxpayers. They don't care. And so, folks, I gave you a question. You don't like my answer. Well, that's okay. So what you're going to continue to see is fake news like K4 try to cover up the major issues facing American families. Oklahoma families, do you want more money in your pocket or not? Do you want your income taxed? I think the answer is no. I hear it every day. Do you want your property taxed for the rest of your life? I think the answer is no. So I'm going to continue to fight against lobbyists, special interest, fake news media outlets, and I will continue to defend the people of Oklahoma unapologetically.
All right, I just want to interrupt here. We're running out of time, but the fact is they came in 48 out of 50 states. So they are at the bottom of the education rankings, okay?
Okay.
And he wants to cut funding to education. This is the guy, he's superintendent.
Yeah. Hey, coming up in our next hour, we'll talk to former Madison Mayor Paul Soglin, also Springsteen versus Trump. Coming up.
transmitted by wire.
Here is the latest news brought into your own living room.
You'll be hard to satisfy with anything less.
Let's get on something to talk about.
Talk is cheap. Gib. Always gossiping. It's the John and Gordy Show.
This is High Five Plus.
And that's the way it is.
We'll do it live.
On 92.7 FM, WMDX. Take it away, boys.
Oh, yeah. What a beautiful, beautiful morning, huh?
Oh, it's
a little
gorgeous.
chilly out there, but
kind of cloudy.
Yeah, we kind of need
Breezy.
a little break, right, from the yard work.
Yeah.
When it's cold like this, you don't want to go outside. You want to bundle up indoors and just, huddle in a corner someplace, shield
Curl
yourself
up.
from the rest of the world and all the politics that's out there.
And that's what we're here to
Just
help
a little
you do.
tip.
Just hold your hand. 92.7 WMDX. It's John and Gordy in the morning, along with producer Sam and the new guy, Dominic.
Yeah.
Our producer in waiting. What do we call him? What do we producer elect?
Okay.
Well, he wasn't elected.
I like that.
Something like that. Okay,
I like
let's
it
go
too.
with that.
I like it
Let's go
too.
with that.
All right. Cloudy, 40 degrees, maybe a high around 57 today. Maybe rain tonight. We'll check in with Brittany Merlot coming up shortly, and then Madison Mayor Paul Soglin will join us in our next half hour. So there's a big row between Bruce Springsteen and Donald Trump, right?
Boy, there really is.
How did this all get started anyway?
Well,
Donald Trump just went nuts on Springsteen for
That's
some
right.
reason.
And I have the whole Springsteen
Response?
speech that he gave at one of his concerts that really riled up Trump. But he started off, Trump did, at least, with a note on Truth Social, which is a place where there isn't any truth at all. But
Right.
he did post, has anyone noticed that since I said I hate Taylor Swift, she's no longer hot?
She just came off a
That's
big
what he
tour.
thinks. I
where
mean, that's his opinion.
she made like $2 billion on this world tour.
Yeah,
that she just wrapped
She's
up.
kind of taking a break, I would think. But, why stop there? Then Trump blew up over Springsteen's comments during his European tour. And let's play cut 132. This is Springsteen. And this is his speech that he gave just before his concert. Let's listen.
It's great to be in Manchester and back in the UK. Welcome to the Land of Hope and Dreams tour. The mighty E Street Band is here tonight to call upon the righteous power of art, of music, of rock and roll in dangerous times.
Oh, yeah.
In my home, the America I love, the America I've written about, that has been a beacon of hope and liberty for 250 years, is currently in the hands of a corrupt, incompetent, and treasonous administration. Tonight, we ask all who believe in democracy and the best of our American experience to rise with us, raise your voices against authoritarianism, and let freedom ring. The last check on power, after the checks and balances of government have failed, are the people. You and me. It's in the union of people around a common set of values. Now, that's all that stands between democracy and authoritarianism.
Trump's listening to this,
In America, they are persecuting people for using their right to free speech and voicing their dissent. This is happening now.
That's right.
In America, the richest men are taking satisfaction in abandoning the world's poorest children to sickness and death. This is happening now. In my country, they're taking sadistic pleasure in the pain that they inflict on loyal American workers. They're rolling back historic civil rights legislation. that led to a more just and plural society. They're abandoning our great allies and siding with dictators against those struggling for their freedom. They're defunding American universities that won't bow down to their ideological demands. They're removing residents off American streets and without due process of law are deporting them to foreign detention centers and prisons. This is all happening now. A majority of our elected representatives have failed to protect the American people from the abuses of an unfit president and a rogue government.
All right, nailed it.
They have no concern or idea of what it means to be deeply American. The America that I've sung to you about for 50 years is real. And regardless of its faults, is a great country with a great people. So we'll survive this moment. I have hope because I believe in the truth of what the great American writer James Baldwin said. He said, in this world, there isn't as much humanity as one would like, but there's enough. Let's pray.
Yeah, great stuff.
Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, off
in
the
concert.
Top.
Yeah.
Not reading off a teleprompter.
No.
Just laying it out there, right? And Trump was listening to replays of that, I'm sure, over and over and over again. Did not like it. And the malignant narcissism kicked in. Because Truth Social, where nothing is truthful, he wrote this. I see that highly overrated Bruce Springsteen goes to a foreign country to speak badly about the President of the United States. Never liked him. Never liked his music or his radical left politics. And importantly, he's not a talented guy. Just a pushy, obnoxious jerk who fervently supported crooked Joe Biden, a mentally incompetent fool, and our worst ever president who came close to destroying our country. I don't know who he's talking about. But
well,
anyway.
He said he never liked his music, and yet he played "Born in the USA" during his first campaign at all the campaign rallies.
That's
but
it,
and Springsteen objected to that and told him not to play it, but he played it anyway.
Yeah, didn't understand the lyrics of the song.
No, he didn't.
And he continued this. This is the last part of what he wrote.
Okay.
If I wasn't elected, it would have been gone, the country, that is. Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue. Of course, here we have, video of Trump sleeping in all these situations, like the Pope's funeral, right?
Right.
He slept in one of his visits to Saudi Arabia. I think he was...
Right. He dozed off there.
Okay,
He's tired.
Sleepy Joe didn't have a clue as to what he was doing, but Springsteen is dumb as a rock and couldn't see what was going on, or could he? Which is even worse. He continued, this dried out prune of a rocker, his skin is all atrophied, ought to keep his mouth shut until he gets back into the country. That's just standard fare. Then we'll all see how it goes for him. So what is that? Is that a threat?
Veiled threat? Not that veiled.
No. See, again, he said, then we'll see how it goes for him when he gets back to the country.
See, that's mob talk.
It is. Mr. Mobster himself. Wow.
He's got in his future.
So anyway, that's a big story, and you just have to hand it to Springsteen for just laying out on the line like that.
Absolutely.
That was a great speech.
Yeah. Phone lines are open, by the way, 608-879-8255. If you'd like to chime in, that's 879-TALK, or do it the easy way, Civic Media app. Download it for free, Google and Apple, and you can text us right into the studio here. Got your texts up, and the screen is working.
Yeah.
So,
Now, one of the crazy things, again, it's censorship when the government tells somebody they can't say something. And Trump is all full of censorship. He loves censorship. They complain about censorship by the left, but boy, do they love pushing that stuff around. Like, Trump's anti-DEI bans, right? I mean, he can't say that 3 combined words is an idea that should be banned. He can't do that. There's a First Amendment to all of this. Again, and this anti-DEI movement is really a racist movement. And anything that even hints at helping minorities is racist, according to him. But this is something I went back and got. This is Jay Silveria. University of Arkansas system president now, but back in 2017, he was the head of the Air Force Academy. And he had these words. This is a speech he gave to the Academy. And this obviously he'd be in jail today if he gave this speech. Check this out. This, again, is Jay Silveria, now president of the University of Arkansas, but back then, Air Force Academy. This is what he told them.
Unclear on where I stand on this topic. I'm going to leave you with my most important thought today. If you can't treat someone with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. If you can't teach someone from another gender, whether that's a man or a woman, with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. If you demean someone in any way, then you need to get out. And if you can't treat someone from another race or a different color skin with dignity and respect, then you need to get out. Grab your phones. I want you to videotape this so that you have it, so that you can use it, so that we all have the moral courage together. This is our institution. And if you need it, and you need my words, then you keep these words. And you use them, and you remember them, and you share them, and you talk about them.
There you go.
Who's
Pretty
that
strong
again?
words. That's Jay Silveria. He is the University of Arkansas president, but back then the Air Force Academy head of the Air Force Academy.
Yeah.
So great words of wisdom, and now those words are banned. Pretty much, anyway.
Unbelievable.
Government censorship. I believe it's called that. Just reminding everybody that the people who really want to censor things are the MAGAs, obviously.
And before we get to the break here, and we'll be talking with Brittany Merlot here in just a moment.
Find out what's going on in the weather, because I forgot my WMDX weather watch.
I know. Yeah, and it's it's thrown us all off here. We don't know when the sunrise is or the sunset. We clueless without that watch.
I apologize. I let everybody down today.
Yeah, thanks a lot. This portion of John and Gordy in the Morning is brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center, 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. They are helping people change their lives. Their number one goal isn't just selling hearing aids. It's improving the quality of life through better hearing. Jim and Sarah are there to help you out, and they are driven by a passion for helping people, not just selling those devices, but setting them apart from the competition. And you can find out a lot more at their website, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. In fact, they have a hearing test you can take right online there, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Coming up right around the corner, we'll check in with Brittany Merlot, our WMDX chief meteorologist, find out about this goofy weather for this week. Coming up right here on John and Gordy in the Morning.
Blue light shining with a heavenly grace, help you right on by.
here.
Good morning.
Hey, Brittany.
How's it going?
Good. Did you have a good weekend? Did you do any daredevil things? Did you climb any rocks?
She did like one daredevil thing, and now that's like her entire brand to you.
It is.
I like to try to find daredevil things, but I took it easy this weekend.
We got a memo
needed
from
to.
Catherine. We're supposed to like quiz you on your daredevil antics and things. She wants to know more about your personal life because she's bored with our personal lives. So it's time to dive into yours.
Yay!
Well, why don't you guys
just
start doing daredevil
come up with
things?
something, okay?
I got a
Just
great
make
idea.
stuff up.
Well, why don't you call it Brittany
Brittany's-
Merlot's diary? You know, and you just every
Or
yeah,
journal.
it's-
A journal.
Yes.
Oh, journal. There you go.
Why don't you two go skydiving with her?
That'd be a blast.
So, yeah.
That wouldn't be good.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, well, we made it
20
this far,
seconds.
Brittany. We're not taking any more chances, okay?
I get it.
All right. Oh, yes. Yes, we got a whole bunch of clips here, don't we? Mm-hmm. WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning. And it is a cool, cold day today coming up.
It's chilly, kind of breezy, and pretty cloudy at the moment. I think we may get some rain later on today or tonight.
That's right. You know, we don't
If only there was a way we could find out
Well, I don't even
this information.
I don't even think
If
we need
only-
to talk to Brittany Merlot anymore because we just gave the weather forecast.
Well,
So,
no,
we'll
no.
just skip her
What
today.
are you talking about? We need more information. We
Oh, wait,
can't just go by
I know.
what I say. We need Brittany Merlot here. And what do you know? Here she is.
We're just going by
Surprise.
the gossip around the station. That's all. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Brittany. Go ahead.
Give
Oh,
us
the
an idea.
gossip. The
You
water
got the
cooler
floor.
talk.
I mean,
Yes.
it's really cool out there this
Yeah,
morning.
what's happened?
I know it feels like fall. What's going on? We're supposed to
Yeah.
be going into summer, and it feels like we skipped right over summer with a crisp breeze. I mean, temperatures up north. We had a freeze warning this morning.
Wow. Yeah.
No.
Not
Hitting
good.
32 degrees in the middle of May. This is crazy. But hey, those clouds cleared and we dropped cold, and now we've got these winds just blasting us out of the northeast, probably around 25 miles per hour today. But tomorrow, they're going to pick up again, gusting around 40 out of the east. Yeah, it's going to be gross over the next few days. So
What?
I know. We
Oh.
need the rain, though. We've kind of got some drought conditions starting to sneak up from the south. So what we're looking at is possibly a few light sprinkles this afternoon. More unlikely than likely. But
Okay.
by midnight, we've got that rain pushing in, maybe some rumbles of thunder. It's going to be moderate to heavy at times. It's going to continue through tomorrow with those winds gusting. Temperatures only in the mid 50s. So it's really going to be feeling probably like the low 40s tomorrow. Damp, dreary, probably a good inch to an inch and a half of rainfall by the time this kicks out of here on Wednesday. So we'll still see spotty showers through Wednesday and then some sunshine on Thursday. Then the warmer air starts to move back in, but I shouldn't have said warm, mild, because it's only going to go from the mid 50s this week to about the mid 60s as we go into the weekend. But it will be dry and sunny this weekend. So I like the timing of it.
Yeah, Memorial Day weekend, you know, everybody wants to know what's going to be happening. So
Especially people with tents up and
Gazebo?
backyard gazebos.
yeah, is it time to take down my gazebo in the backyard?
I would tie it down for tomorrow, but then after that, you're good to go.
Okay.
That darn thing.
It runs my life.
He puts it up so early, you know. We have to like worry about it for like
It's
3 months.
fine. It's good.
Do you have lights on it yet, though?
I do have lights on it. It came in with built-in lights.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
just
right.
put the batteries in and away you go. Yeah.
Does it
I
change
like it.
colors too?
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. You should come over sometime. I know you don't know where I
You have
live
a
anymore.
disco
but
ball up in there.
Right?
Working on it. Working on it. All right, Brittany, thank you for that
Thanks,
update.
guys.
Yeah,
We
thank
appreciate
you.
it. We'll talk to you tomorrow. That's WMDX Chief Meteorologist Brittany Merlot.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we're wondering. We heard Trump earlier talking about, how much he loves the Middle East and some of the people that live there, and he really loves just taking these long trips. Shaking hands, making
money
deals.
grab.
That's what I meant to say.
What are you talking about?
It's a money grab.
Came back with a $400 million plane. At least that's, we haven't figured that out yet. Is that actually going to happen or not?
You never know. But why don't we find out from Jordan Klepper, all right? Daily Show. He takes a look at Trump's latest foreign trip. Let's listen.
It's in the Saudis' interest to give Trump the royal treatment, but I'm sure the President of the United States understands that the Saudi crown prince is not without baggage. It was just a few years ago that he murdered an American journalist, so I'm sure the President will keep a healthy distance from the crown prince.
I like him a lot. I like him too much. That's why we give so much, Too much. I like you too much.
I agree. You might like him too much. Regardless, you know what? It was a very nice start to this trip abroad, where he'll visit not just Saudi Arabia, but then Qatar and then the UAE. But you might be wondering, why did Trump pick these countries for his first foreign trip? Well, there's a strong geopolitical balance of... I'm f***ing with you! Corruption!
His sons, who now run the Trump Organization, have lucrative real estate deals in the works in all 3 countries the president is visiting.
Yeah, the Trump boys have projects in all 3 countries. I never thought I'd say this, but can't these countries go back to doing something more constructive, like funding terrorism?
Now, there you go. There was a time, by the way, that Trump wasn't a big fan of Qatar. Let's listen to this. It's cut 133.
Okay.
All right. This is him on Qatar.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. And in the wake of that conference, nations came together and spoke to me about confronting Qatar over its behavior. So we had a decision to make. Do we take the easy road, or do we finally take a hard but necessary action?
A bribe? You mean?
We have to stop the funding of terrorism. I decided,
Yeah.
Okay.
along with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson,
You didn't like
our
him
great
anymore.
generals and military people,
You fired him.
the time had come to call on Qatar to end its funding. They have to end that funding. And its extremist ideology in terms of funding.
Yeah, so.
I want to call on all of the nations to stop immediately
Yes.
supporting terrorism.
There you go.
Okay.
Financial, military, or even moral support.
There you go. So he's supplying now the moral support for Qatar, taking bribes. All right.
Hey, coming up next.
Times have changed.
After we check in with the Midwest Farm Report, food and farm going to your table, we'll check in with former Madison Mayor Paul Soglin. Next on John and Gordy in the Morning.
It's the John and Gordy Show.
John and Gordy in the morning.
As we were saying,
let the sun shine.
it's the John and Gordy Show.
Paul's on.
All right.
Did you ask him if we want to talk about the book?
Oh, no, I
Ask him if it's okay to ask.
He's on now. You can ask him.
Paul?
Okay.
You knew he was on the line.
Do you want to give a book update at some point or no?
There's nothing to really report. I mean, I'm just
Okay.
shopping it around.
Okay.
I'm looking all over for the script for the weather window. I had
Weather
that.
window?
Yeah, I printed it out. I'm wondering where did I store that? Remember
I
the
don't know.
WMDX weather window
Yes.
ad that I put together?
Well, yeah.
Special
I
features.
think you emailed me that.
Did I?
Yeah. That was about 3 weeks ago. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
We've got to do a hearing aid
All right.
spot here.
Okay. All right.
We'll get to Paul.
I can hear.
Anything anything in particular you want to bring up?
Not really. I'm curious what we're going to talk about today.
Well, let's see. John's always got some
Well,
ideas here.
you know, I look, Paul. You go way back, and way back in the early days of the protests here in Madison. By the way, the great music scene that we had here in Madison back then as well, and of course, you know, you were interested in politics at that time too. I'm wondering, of all the choices that you could make, what was the favorite part of that time? That's kind of my curiosity, really.
So hold that thought.
Yes, hold that thought. Don't tell us now. I mean, you know, you're a legend here in town, man.
Trip to Cuba.
I want to see what the important important issue for you was at the time.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Protests. Yeah. It's a lot to choose from.
We're not going to tell the story of my sister going out with Bob Dylan, though.
No.
All right.
Don't mention
Oh,
that.
there you go.
Let's see.
Well.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. We're coming up in about a minute. Like I said, less than a minute.
The old days of Ben Sidran.
Well, I saw on Doug Moe and Janan's website or Facebook page, they went to New York City and they ran into Ben Sidran, or they went to see him.
Oh, yeah,
he was
sure.
playing at a New York jazz club there. This just happened.
Gave up on Madison, huh?
Last weekend. No, gave up on Madison.
Well, what's his son's name?
This portion of the show is being brought to you by Ed's Secondhand Omelet Shop, the only diner in town featuring refried eggs. This week only, you can buy 2 of Ed's famous eggshell omelets for only half the price of 4.
I've had those, you know. It
Seems like a deal.
Yeah. It's amazing how crispy they are once you refry them.
They have a certain taste to it.
Yes.
Hard to describe.
WMDX, John and Gordy in the morning.
7:35, cloudy, breezy, and chilly today. Temperatures right around 40 to start things out. We'll get into the upper 50s later on. This portion of the show being brought to you by Madison Hearing Aid Center at 4706 Cottage Grove Road in Madison. Check out their website, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. They offer individualized care, not one size fits all. Every customer gets a tailored experience designed around their specific hearing needs and lifestyle. Their goal isn't just selling hearing aids, it's improving quality of life through better hearing. John has been there and has some hearing aids personalized just for him.
That's right.
High tech, right?
Yes,
AI,
yes,
Bluetooth.
AI reads the room and tells you, basically what you want to know.
That's right.
Gives you the background information of everybody in the room.
It's amazing what they can do nowadays. I'll be going there tomorrow for my hearing aid test.
That's good. That's
I'm looking forward to that. I have an appointment all set up. You can set up an appointment with them, too. Just go to MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. There's actually a hearing test you can take online there, MadisonHearingAidCenter.com.
Well,
Set up an
Jim's
appointment.
got a hearing aid test in there as well.
That's
so
right. Jim and Sarah will help you out.
Yep.
Okay. That's MadisonHearingAidCenter.com. Okay?
It's time once again to talk to Paul Sockland, former mayor of Madison. They have a big statue of Paul at the Capitol. I'm just
They
kidding.
do? Wait a minute. I haven't seen that. They should
You
have.
were pushing for that, weren't you, Paul, at one time?
Oh, good grief.
No.
Oh, man. Okay, Paul, the big story, of course, here in Madison, big story all over the place, is the fact that Madison Metro had a very successful year. So what do you think about the new bus system now?
Well, I still have some questions. We're not sure the size of the investment, and we're talking at least 200 million. It may already have been closer to 300 million. So it's had a good year compared to the last 3 or 4 years. But when you go back to its peak ridership years, 2015, 2017, that period, the question is, if you make a $200 to $300 million capital investment, shouldn't you see improvement in ridership? And we haven't. It's not led to greater ridership.
I thought the numbers said that the ridership is up
over last year.
Yeah. So they're calling this a victory at this point.
Well, last I heard, the numbers were as high as they had been since 2019, pre-COVID.
Yes, 2019,
which is pretty good, and I guess for better than the last 5-6 years, but still.
That's right. So, Paul, I want to ask you: are you aware of any federal funding for that system?
Did we lose Paul? Paul?
Maybe he hung up on us. He was so sick of talking to you guys about the damn buses.
You want to call him back?
There we go, guys.
Oh, there he is.
Okay.
Oh, he's here. Okay.
All right.
Sorry, Paul. We lost you there for a minute.
Okay, so I don't know what part of my response was missed, so I'll just start over.
Okay.
No, we heard everything you said, except then I interrupted and I said, but the numbers at least seem to be that the ridership is up, and Sam mentioned that it's at 19 or 2019 levels.
All right, so it's nice that it's above 2019 or it's approaching the 2019 levels. But the point I'm making is, if you make a $200 or a $300 million investment, shouldn't you have a record level of ridership, which we don't have? All we've got is improvement over the COVID years. And so if we take the stated objective of BRT, which was to increase ridership, particularly to the 3 major employment centers of the city, East Town, West Town, and Downtown, what we haven't seen is any improvement in that ridership from what the system was before BRT. And that I find troublesome. I mean, how do you justify that kind of investment without any improvement in ridership?
But yeah, aren't you not? You're not taking into consideration in the next 10 years, 20 years. I mean, this is a major investment in the future, isn't it?
It is, but and you're right. We'll have to see what happens in the next few years. I'm fearful that because of cuts made to areas that weren't BRT, let's say neighborhoods along the South Beltline from, say, Park Street running out to Gammon Road, the area around Warner Park, the cuts in services that were made to the east side, east of Stoughton Road, and that area, that those cuts in service are going to have led to a permanent loss in ridership. Here's the critical thing about bus service. When you're dependent upon public transit, you have to have all of your needs served. And so if a critical route is lost, what the family is more likely to do is to buy a used vehicle. I mean, this is what we learned when we built the system in the 70s. When you lose them to a second car or even a first car, you've in effect lost them for at least a decade, because now they have to maximize the investment in that vehicle. And so I'm fearful that while the BRT routes themselves, the critical routes that run along Mineral Point Road that go out East Washington, have resulted in an increase in ridership, the net increase doesn't exist because we've lost people in other parts of the system.
Yeah.
So time will tell.
Now, is it possible, because of the success rate now? I mean, it's slowly growing. Is it possible, because of this growth, that they could expand some of the lines that they discontinued in order to pay for the system?
I don't think so, because they're already stretched financially in terms of operating expenses. So that to me was, shall we say, the flaw in the premise of the redesign.
Right.
Was willing to take a hit in regards to those peripheral areas. It's a bus system is a lot like a grocery store, and you have lost leaders. But if you do away with your lost leaders, you're going to lose people on your successful profitable routes. Actually, there's no profitable routes in public transit, but on the routes that do better.
Yeah.
Talking to former Madison Mayor Paul Soglin. Paul, what do you think about the how is it going to play into the bus routes when they start the John Nolan project, the Lakeside expansion and redevelopment over there? Would that tend to help out bus ridership, because people are going to have trouble getting through John Nolan once that project starts up?
Any disruption to the automobile is going to give you at least some modest increase in public transit along those routes. Though, a lot of people try to find workarounds to get around them. I think the biggest hope and the success for BRT is going to be the effort to get greater density along the major bus routes. In other words, get more people living on East Washington Avenue, the Mineral Point corridor, University Avenue. That is the best for BRT. It does not solve the problem of the system being financially strapped and bringing back service to those peripheral areas that I described before. But for the BRT part of the system itself, the higher residential densities is where it's at. But the one thing we're yet to see, and they'll have to produce the documentation, is that the premise of BRT was to get, particularly for people of color, greater access to the 3 employment centers. And we haven't seen any evidence of that yet.
All right. And I had one other question, and that was, did we not get some kind of federal funding for this?
Oh, massive. A couple $100 million.
Now, is that still in effect? I mean, we know that, a lot of that stuff was clawed back by the Trump administration.
All right. So the federal assistance is not for operating costs, but for capital costs to buy the buses, build the bus shelters, do the required improvements to the streets. So that money we spent, and you can see it in the existing east-west line. Now, the big thing that we've all got to be nervous about is, what is the Trump administration going to do in regards to the north-south route, the proposal that would come out of the end of Park Street and head eventually towards the Warner Park area.
Yeah.
Pessimistically, and being realistic, it's got to be the exact kind of project that Trump wants to kill on all sorts of levels. He hates public transit. He hates anything with an equity goal in it.
Yes.
And so our city's BRT project has to have a target on its back from Trump.
Yeah.
Hopefully, the next president will, whoever follows Trump, will in turn start the justifiable refunding of the program. And so it'll put the north-south route, figure 4 years behind schedule.
All right. Well, that answers that. I was worried about the drop in federal funding for that.
Yeah, I think there's every reason to be concerned about what Trump's going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Paul, the next time we talk, could you just, I want you to think about this, but way back when you were mayor, when you were here in Madison, I want to find out what the most important part of that era was for you. Was it the political movement? Was it the music scene here in town? Was it the protest? What was it? Think about it, because the next time you're a guest on this program, I want you to go into.
We're going to grill you on this.
In depth. This is your life, Paul.
I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. And keep working on that book.
Get that thing done.
All right.
Thanks.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care.
That's former Madison Mayor Paul Soglin. We appreciate him being with us. We'll talk to him again in a few weeks.
Yep.
This portion of the show is brought to you by Verlo Mattress of Madison. One thing that remains constant since 1958, they are still direct-to-consumer, providing superior products at unbeatable prices. 2 locations in Madison, East Side and West Side. Verlo Mattress of Madison. Go to verlo.com. Back to wrap things up with leftovers on John and Gordy.
Magic bus. Let's ride the magic bus. Let's ride.
terrific if you like eating leftovers.
Leftovers.
Leftovers?
I kept the leftovers.
The leftovers!
Just some leftovers.
Leftovers for a week and a half.
He ate those leftovers.
Funeral leftovers.
Leftovers. Enjoy.
All right, we'll try to enjoy as many of them as we can.
Sometimes leftovers are the best part of the meal, right?
Well, I'm thinking that, yes.
7:52, it's cool, it's cloudy and breezy, about 40 degrees this morning. Take a jacket or a sweater as you head outside the door.
John and Gordy jacket or sweater.
Highs today in the upper 50s. That's all we're going to get to today.
More swag. That's what the whole thing is about, isn't it? We're trying to, stock up the store shelves.
Yeah.
At the John and Gordy store here on State Street.
And if anybody has some overly ripe bananas,
just drop them off.
We're looking for overly ripe bananas because we're going to have this banana bread contest. I thought we had this all set up and ready to go.
Please don't throw
but
bananas. But
nobody's got enough bananas. Oh, here comes Catherine.
Don't throw bananas at the weather window.
Come right under the studio.
You just want banana bread. You're not even competing. You just want
Catherine,
to eat
this is partially your fault. You keep changing what day we're going to have this banana bread competition.
Yeah, we were supposed to have it today.
I know.
I was waiting for banana bread.
I keep changing the day because my son likes bananas. He eats them all. They do not get old enough for banana bread.
You need to hoard some away.
So they have to be really.
He
ripe.
thinks so. I think any banana works.
Any banana would work.
No, it doesn't.
Any banana is going to turn into an old banana once you put it in the oven, John.
See?
Really?
The sugar will come out.
No.
Is that the trick?
No, it doesn't have quite the flavor.
All right.
What's wrong with you people? Do we have to get into a Just Ask John episode here?
Yes, we do. Because and what we're going to do is we're going to compete. Let's make it Friday. We have all week to make our bananas old.
All right.
Dominic can get in on it, or Dominic can just taste. Whatever.
He doesn't have anything in his house yet. He slept on the floor in his new apartment last night.
I did that for the first month of living here. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask
you have back pain? Yeah. No, I couldn't get over. I built a bed out of all the blankets I didn't have to use. It was sad. But now I have a Verlo mattress, and everything's good.
There you go.
It's all good. Okay. So the banana bread contest is going to happen Friday. All right? Okay, that's it. What?
Okay. Yeah,
Well, come on. Just go get them today. Put them in a bag.
I'll watch you guys compete.
Oh, my God. You're great, aren't you?
That's supposed to be a
me.
chicken?
It was a chicken.
I got
There
that.
it is. There it is. You want to compete or not? Come on.
By the way, how's the stuff going with our WMTX weather window? We're selling little weather windows. Remember at the shop?
That's right. That's right. Yeah, they're coming along.
Okay.
They're coming along.
All right, because
it's a work in progress.
Yeah.
It's workshop it a little
the
bit.
The little weather windows are never wrong. You could always look through them and see exactly.
John, it's a little expensive and difficult to produce a window that is never wrong in its weather forecast.
It really is difficult.
Well, no, if you just look through it,
you can see what's happening.
It's never wrong. It doesn't need any batteries. There's no downtime, no recharging. And by the way, it's new and improved. It doesn't warp, peel, fade.
Okay. You got it all figured out.
And it works right out of the box. I have no idea why you guys are complaining about it, And there's a deluxe version made out of tempered glass.
I didn't know that. Really? That's cool.
Yes. This thing
is it bulletproof too?
That's next. That's a super new and improved one that we're working on, right?
We're working on it.
I mean, it's never wrong. It tells you exactly what's going on outside. You just look through it.
Except the temperature, because this window doesn't
open. No, it has a feel. It has, what does it have?
Oh, a touch screen, so you can touch and see what the temperature is.
Let's see. Oh, here it is. It has an exclusive John and Gordy feature where you touch and feel hot or cold temperatures on the surface.
Perfect.
It's amazing. It changes with the weather.
It changes with the weather, but the problem is if you touch it and it's because the sun's on it, it's going to be warm, but then you go outside and it could very well, in Wisconsin, be sunny, but cold.
But it's accurate.
Okay.
All right.
It doesn't account for wind chills. That's coming in a future update.
Okay. Oh, yes, the wind chill. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, the wind chill doesn't exist anymore, remember, though?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. Dominic, how you doing on your first day here?
You got it?
Look what you walked into.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Really?
I am more than ready.
Move over, Sam.
Okay.
Okay.
He literally moved over just then.
I didn't want to shove him over. But,
Don't go by what you've seen so far. Really, it's much better show than this.
I'll wipe the memory out. All right.
Okay.
Well,
All right.
we always warn people that Monday is always just a little more difficult.
It is.
Did you interview? I didn't hear you interview Dominic. Like, who
Well,
the hell
no,
is this guy?
we wanted to give him a,
We did.
just
We
a-
mentioned it earlier this morning.
You
That
did.
Dominic is our new producer.
Right.
Yes.
Going through the training part of it right now.
But we haven't really grilled him yet. We haven't put him through the paces yet.
Well,
we're going to give him a day or two to get settled in.
First, we have to introduce him to the mistake I always make with the numbering system, which you're never going to get used to.
There's a code there. There's a code. There's a way to figure it out.
We've already made a mistake today. You had 2 cut 126s.
Oh, very good.
I did.
Nice.
Yeah. So
something to look forward to, Dominic.
Okay.
All right.
Business, Gordy. Go ahead.
Well,
no, we're good.
Well, we have just a minute and a half here, so
Yeah, what do you wanna do?
How about this? The Walmart CEO announced it will raise prices on some of the items in their store, given the magnitude of the tariffs that are out there, right?
Yeah.
But then, of course, the malignant one had to make a comment about that, his micromanaging style that he has out on Truth Social, where nothing is really truthful. He said Walmart should stop trying to blame tariffs for the reason for raising prices. Walmart made billions of dollars last year, far more than expected. Between Walmart and China, they should eat the tariffs. Wait a minute. What do you
That's
mean
the
eat
advice?
the tariffs?
Wow.
Really?
I thought
Yeah.
the tariffs were paid by China. Why?
Yeah.
Why should they? What?
No, isn't it Mexico
tariffs
that's
would
playing
they
the tariffs? No, it was Canada. Was it,
Yeah.
who's? Is it China playing the?
Anybody and everybody.
No, it's the Penguin Island playing
Yes,
the tariffs.
that's right. That's right. Between Walmart and China, they should eat the tariffs and not charge valued customers anything.
Walmart okay with that?
So if Trump is aware that the customers would be paying more unless Walmart ate the tariff,
Okay, stop talking.
Okay.
I'm
Forget
just
it. You can't figure it
just
out.
let it go.
let's see, it's math is
It'll
not
be fine.
working.
Hey, that's going to wrap it up for our Monday show. Stephanie Miller is coming up next. We will talk to you in 22 hours.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Oh.
it. Yeah, start your stopwatch. Have a great day. So long.
Show.